It is November 18th, and so far my private practice has earned $826.77 as a result of an insurance audit that most of my caseload has. And Sharon, self-care enthusiast, says, "This isn't talked about enough. Thanks for sharing." Insurance audits aren't talked about enough in the perspective or from the perspective of working through them. I think we in this community are introduced to them and the fear that we should have and panic around them, but nobody really talks about one, what that process is, and two, how to navigate through them. So I shared in a previous video that I'm being audited by the insurance that most of my caseload has. I shared in a video yesterday how that has impacted the income that I normally make. My private practice normally brings in $3,000 to $5,000, and last month I made $1,489 for the month from private practice, insurance, and cash paying clients only. Now that is not inclusive of brand deals, content creation, consulting, and contracting work that I do as a licensed clinical social worker. That is a separate income. To come up here and give a little more information, background information about the actual audit, and I'm going to do a live on Friday for you to ask all of the questions that you may have. First of all, the auditing process. So the process is a timely process. I received notification that I am working with this client, this business is being audited, and they need the documentation to support the claim that was submitted for this date. An example, part of the process has been confusing because the date on the letter is just one date. So it'll say something like, please submit all documentation for claim dated on July 7th or date of service July 7th. But on the actual claim, it may be 3 or 4 lines of service on that claim. And I wasn't aware that I also needed to send the documentation for that. I have 45 days to turn in the documentation. They have 30 days. The auditing department has 30 days to review the documentation, and then they send it. If they approve it, they send it back to the claims department, and the claims department has 30 days to pay the claim. So, documentation request that I received for a date of service July the 9th was just paid out October the 29th. And that has been why my income has been heavily impacted. Or comment part 2 if you want more information about the auditing process. And for more behind the scenes content, make sure you are following me here.